Hello, and welcome to Wakuzana, an expansive metropolis. Wakuzana serves as New Ranku's prize jewel. After the Renouncement War, a 3-year battle where the province of Ranku gained independence from the Bunko dynasty, New Ranku was born, and Wakuzana became the fledgling nation's capital. But that was almost a century ago now, causing the war to have faded from many of the residents' minds, if they were even alive to remember it in the first place. That is, with the exception of the Craw Green Cartel. As one of the largest organized groups of surface dwarves, their lives are long, and their memories even longer. The cartel served a pivotal role in helping the Noki family gain independence for their province, forming a vast smuggling network that provided difficult-to-obtain goods. Thus, Mother Craw Green was rewarded with the first seat of New Ranku's council. These days, they serve as the city's greatest defense against underground organizations that might cause harm to New Ranku and its people. The Steel Brands, a capable, nomadic mercenary company at the time, were the deciding factor in the battle that many consider to have won Ranku the war, the Battle of Hamado Bay. Thanks to this, the leader of the Steel Brands, General Shandak, was awarded the second seat on the council. The Steel Brands are nomadic no more, becoming permanent residents within Wakuzana's walls. They serve as New Ranku's military force, should one be ever needed again, as well as taking on more conventional mercenary work around the world. The Noki's Grand Enchanter, an elven sorcerer by the name of Irdel, was given the third seat for his magical assistance and unwavering support of the Noki family. He went on to form the Arcane Assembly, which quickly blossomed into a collective of magical academics. The Arcane Assembly serves as the country's resident magical experts, with assembly halls focused on the betterment of magical academia in all of New Ranku's prominent cities. Irdel still holds the third seat, being the only member of the original 5 to do so. Every war effort needs supplies, and the Yukai family provided most of them. They were a lesser noble family within the Bunko dynasty at the time of the war, but were the only of such noble families to support Ranku's independence. They paid dearly for this, but their family paved the way for the New Ranku Merchants Guild. Kono Yukai, the only survivor of his family's massacre, was awarded the 4th seat. Over the years, the Merchants Guild has become a massive collective, straying away from being under the control of the Yukai family. They regulate and run much of the commerce that takes place in New Ranku. And of course, the 5th seat belonged to Murano Noki, head of House Noki and leader of Ranku's people. She formed the council so as to not repeat what she viewed as the Bunko dynasty's biggest mistake, giving one person or group all the political power. Over the years, the city was divided into 8 distinct wards, each of which has its own unique cultural, economic, and political identities. So there you have it, a bit of history of the city that will serve as Season 2's setting. Now, before I get into our story's main characters, let me catch you up just a tad. The events of Season 1 are well documented within its episodes, but if you're new here and just want to jump into Season 2, don't worry. Season 2 will require no knowledge from Season 1 to enjoy, except for one incredibly important piece of information that is absolutely necessary to know. It contains Season 1 spoilers, and so do the character introductions, so if you have any interest, feel free to start at Season 1. Or if you want a condensed version of the season, feel free to give the Season 1 recap a listen. It is as in-depth a recap of Season 1 as I can give without writing a book. If you're new to tabletops in general, Season 1's Episode 0 is an introduction to the system we use in the world. Might be worth a listen if you want some context to what the roles do. Now on to that important bit of info. Again, spoilers ahead. An android, constructs that look almost identical to other humanoids at a glance, was behind much of the party's and Koi's misfortunes from Season 1. This android had 2 black crystal tablets that functioned as a communication device. The party spoke with whoever, or whatever, was on the other side of these crystals, and it told them to come find them within the walls of Wakuzana. With that out of the way, let me finally introduce you to our story's main characters. Eamon is a half-elf drow, hailing from a land far to the west. Much of his formative years were spent as a slave on a ship known as the Midnight Dove, where he worked his way up from rower to navigator. After losing control of his magic, resulting in destruction of the ship and its crew, he crash-landed on a beach at the edge of a rainforest. He eventually made his way to Koi, New Ranku's southernmost city located in the northern fringes of the Koi rainforest. It is here he met Renistir and Phosphorus, and later Raiji. After their adventures in Koi, Eamon has joined the Arcane Assembly in Wakuzana. He does research there when he can, hoping to uncover the secrets behind his magic. He stays pretty busy though, working for the Great Ostas, hunting down back alley dealings and black market trades, though a recent discovery has brought all of the past events in Koi flooding back, even those he'd rather forget. Renistir is a lizard folk who belongs to a group of half-vampires known as the Order of Iker. He grew up in Wakuzana, becoming a guard as a young man. It was during this time that he found a dark secret about one of the city's most prominent noble families. A secret that got him killed. A member of the Order of Iker took his body to their leader, Lorik, where he was resurrected and set out on a path to cleanse the world of corruption. Lorik also bestowed upon Renistir the teachings of Tzetios, and he was to start in Koi, On the way there, he bailed Phosphorus out of jail in the hopes of steering him down a better path. After the party's adventures in Koi, he initially planned on tracking down his halfling parents, but ultimately decided against it, instead choosing to keep a low profile, simply getting a job at a butcher shop. By night, he lives in the catacombs under a church-turned-homeless shelter in the city's most dilapidated slum, Lowland. Here, he fights crime and hunts down leads within Lowland's water-filled streets. Peter, formerly known as Phosphorus, is a ratfolk with a knack for blowing things up. He's been practicing alchemy since he could walk and tends to end up on the wrong side of trouble. After a fiery mishap at a local tavern threatened to put him behind bars, Renister bailed him out of jail and took him along on his mission to rid the world of corruption, whether Peter liked it or not. After the events in Koi, a bit of Peter's past caught up to him, as he was thrown behind bars. He told his companions not to worry, however, since prison was the perfect place to make some connections. After befriending and proving his worth to a member of the Kragring cartel, he was transferred to the mines, the prison in Ward 8 under cartel control. It was here he was put to work as a foreman, using his bombs to expand the many mining tunnels that give the mine its name. Raiji is a Suli, or part genie, though he looks relatively human minus the mystical tattoos covering his body. He grew up in the Salim Desert as an orphan, and even after being adopted, opted to become a traveling mercenary, much to his parents' dismay. He found himself in the Ikoi rainforest after simply wishing to travel west, crossing a mountain range in the process in his hunt for adventure. After meeting up with the other three at a tribe of wood elves, he joined them for the rest of their adventures in Koi. Once he arrived in Wakuzana, he headed straight for the Colosseum, the city's premier location for sport fighting. He rose through the Colosseum's ranks, becoming a platinum rank fighter in record time. While he may not be hunting for leads, being a famous fighter most nobles love to watch has its perks that will surely work wonders in the days to come. So, there you have it. 4 souls that will shape Wakuzana in ways no one, not even me, can foresee in the coming months. But every story needs a start, and our story begins with Renister on his way home from Goda's Chop Shop. Why don't you describe your character, Renister?
Okay, my name is Micah. I am Renister. I talk like this when I'm in character. But I am a 23-year-old, about 6'3" lizard folk with sickly pale green scales, random scars jotted all over the flesh. My eyes are completely white with 2 lines of black for my pupils. I'm built more like a power lifter, more bulk muscle than toned. I wear armor comprised of various bones woven on top an ebony base, so dense dark wood, long, thick tail protruding from the back. My right arm doesn't have armor on it. Instead, it has a white band of branches with black thorns. It's wrapped around my bicep. A metal band ring on my finger. I wear an amulet of 2 platinum wings hung on my neck. On my left arm is a kite shield that appears to be battered and clearly was at one point shattered before being welded back together and reinforced. It has the same platinum wings with a weighted scale in between. A dark age style lizard head adorns the middle point of the kite shield. To my right side, I have a thick tome of scriptures held on by straps. And to my left of my hip, I have a pretty basic flail. It's worn but clearly upkept. And a wound, I'm losing it. And then right next to it is a wound up thick silver chain with a large hook latched to the end link.
Word. Are you wearing all of that coming home from butcher shop work? Like you should have given that whole description, but
yeah, okay, no,
yeah.
No, I would probably have grabbed it if I knew today was the day. I probably would have
technically don't know that yet.
Oh,
you will know today's the day when you get back to Sanctuary.
Okay, yeah, no, then I'd just be in normal butcher
Street
garb.
attire, yeah.
Got some
bloody apron.
Various blood, possibly my own, on the apron.
Okay, for sure. Rough day at the butcher shop, I guess.
Them table saw.
So, Renister, you walk down Ward 4's Main Street, passing many shops closing up for the day, cast in a golden light by the setting sun. After 5 minutes, you take a smaller side road that branches off to the northeast, towards Lowland. Another 10 minutes till you reach one of the 2 gates that allow travel between Eastern Ward 4 and Western Ward 3. Though almost no one comes and goes through this northern gate. Being one of the few people who passes through regularly, you've come to know some of the guards that work the gate. They're here to keep drug addicts and drunkards from wandering into Ward 4. You pass through with a nod as the road begins to slope down into the stagnant water that covers all of Lowland. The water is lower today, only a couple inches, as the city has been going through a dry spell, Thanks to lowland being, as the name implies, the lowest part of the city, much of the other ward's rain and sewage runoff ends up here, leaving the whole place smelling of shit, piss, and rotting wood. You pass several shacks shoddily built on stilts before reaching Sanctuary. One of the few stone buildings in Lowland, Sanctuary was once a place of worship, a shell of its former self. It now serves as a soup kitchen of sorts for the residents of Lowland. It still holds the shape of a chapel with a looming chimney, smoke billowing from its top on its backside. A flooded, fenced-in graveyard that has long since fallen into disrepair sits just behind the main building. As you approach, a sleeping drunkard stirs on the front steps. Hey, lizard. Yeah.
What do you want?
Bottle. You got a tin drink.
No. I walk past him.
Okay. You walk in. As you enter through the front doors, the all too familiar sight of poverty awaits you. There are no pews, only an assortment of beds, people, and things. Kier, the sole owner and operator of Sanctuary, is cooking a stew in a big metal pot over the fireplace like he always does every night when you get home. Kier is a 3-foot-tall light brown tree frog. Bright blue webbed fingers and toes, basic robes, necklace with a silver shield pendant, dragon wings carved into its surface. He sees you and he waves you over.
Walk up to him.
He says, hey, want a stew?
Yeah, how are things? Any wounded today?
Yeah, like normal. You got 3 letters. Busy day for you.
3 letters?
Or night. Yeah.
Yeah, and he motions over to a spot on the table, and there are 3 letters. One of them looks like just a sheet of paper that was like folded or rolled up. The other 2 are in envelopes stamped. One of them the stamp of the city's Coliseum, the other one the stamp of the cartel. The first letter you open up, like I said, just a folded piece of parchment, says something big happened, ... Ah, it's been so long. When was it we last spoke? Those 2 sentences in parentheses as if someone else said it. Meet at my place as soon as possible. Signed with an A.
The minute I see that line, it's been so long, I like sort of like grip the edges of the paper and like shake a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you definitely do that. Kier's oblivious. He's just stirring the stew.
Oh, I thought it was a roll for me to like accidentally tear it in pieces.
No. And then which one do you pick up next? Coliseum letter or the cartel letter? Which is your favorite?
Probably the cartel letter, considering how long I've been working on this.
Yes. It reads, Renisteer, we have received your payment and are granting Peter a shortened sentence. He is free to go as soon as you come by to pick him up. We confirmed with him that he was in fact the ratfolk man you were mentioning, as he seemed confused by the name Phosphorus, though I assure you he is in fact the man you seek. Peter will be ready whenever you find the time to come by the mine. Show the checkpoint guards the following papers when you arrive. Signed, Sister Wen. And it comes also in the envelope are a few legal papers granting, essentially just legal work granting his freedom.
Peter, huh? Well, I'll have to ask him about that.
The Coliseum letter reads, Sir Renisteer, Sir Raiji has asked that you come and look at a lizard for the Coliseum. Sir Kanda is willing to pay you, though Sir Raiji was short on details about you, so Sir Kanda cannot offer an exact amount at this time. Sir Raiji says it has something to do with the last letter you sent. Show the Coliseum workers this letter for entry. Signed, Kite. K-I-T-E.
Sir Raiji, huh? Making his way up in the world.
So you have all those? Kier looks at you and says,
You gonna stay for dinner or what are we working here?
Seems as though I have my evening filled for not my usual endeavors.
Okay, more food for the poor.
Before I leave, though, anyone that needing special attention?
Nothing super urgent, I don't think.
Okay, well, I should be back probably sometime later tonight. Just let me know if anything urgent comes up.
Okay. I'll leave
Go
the door
to-
open for you because it doesn't lock.
Yeah, I noticed. It's
There's
really bad security.
How you get down is there's basically, he normally keeps his stuff on a hatch that opens up into a wooden ladder that goes down into the catacombs. So you just always move it out of the way.
Move it out of the way, flip it open, go down in the crypt.
Would you like to describe your abode now or when the party comes?
No, I can do it now.
Word.
So I walk to a very dark corner of this crypt. There is a tomb that is stood upright, and I pull at the cover to it and sort of toss it to the side. Behind it is it's hollowed out into the wall and leads into a back room that's hidden away. Then I walk inside. Inside of it, there is similar to a crime show corkboard up on the wall with a bunch of string going everywhere. I don't know where I got the yarn. Then in the center of the room, there is a embroidered tomb with the wings of what's on my shield and amulet sort of plastered on top of it. And then probably propped up on a stand is my armor and my weapons lining, sort of where in most crypts they have the shelving where they'll put people on. Instead, it's my weapons lining one of the shelves.
Word.
And I
assume you're leaving as Renister today.
Yes.
Word.
There's another corner, and I will leave that quiet
It's
for now.
in the dark.
Yes.
The light does not illuminate
I
it.
should really pay the electricity bill.
So yeah, you put on your armor, grab your shield and chain whip.
Yes.
You go out the back entrance or the front entrance?
Back entrance. But
Okay.
real quickly, because this has mechanics to it, I know, can it be a literal silver chain, or does it have to be metal? Because
You're at a level where you can literally have a silver chain.
I was thinking if I did have a chain, I'm familiar with undead enough to make sure it was silver.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah, so it's big silvery
I
chain.
will say I don't think silver is good against undead in this game, but it is good against a lot of other bad things.
Okay.
But
I didn't know if it was
undead
ghosts or something. Too,
No, what you need for that is a rune called a Ghost Touch rune. But yeah, you can have it silvered though.
Sort of at the back of the room, there's it's very clearly recently made tunnel. Still my height, or my size, so I don't have to squeeze through it with my body. But on the other end, basically you just see a random plot, and I'd imagine it's probably a closed above ground crypt, maybe a family one where I just pop out of a coffin, and climb out,
and then put the lid back on, so to speak.
And I grab out my keys and lock it.
Oh no!
Garage, the
But
car.
And you would vaguely know where the mine is. It's in Ward 8. You thought he was in the steel yard, which is the prison in Ward 4, which makes sense why it took so long for, I guess, everything to get to him.
Who got those leathers?
So you head to the mine, Ernestir?
Yes.
Okay. The mine is on the western wall of Ward 8. Ward 8 sits directly under Ward 7 and is completely underground. To get there, you must first go east toward 8's entrance, which connects northern Ward 3 with southern Ward 8. A 100-foot tall metal gate built into the cliff face that makes up the plateau that Ward 7 sits on. 3 massive shining crystal spheres shed a dim light over the ward from its ceiling, with torches being used to further illuminate the streets below. In total, the trip takes you about an hour, the sun having fully set by the time you get to the mine, not that you could tell anyways from being underground. The mine is an extensive complex built up against Ward 8's western wall. It is surrounded on all sides by a close to 80-foot tall stone wall with a couple watchtowers perched atop it. There's only one entrance in and out the front gate. 2 burly-looking dwarves stand in front of a thick black metal door with a wooden building to the door's left serving as a checkpoint for people coming and going. That is where you need to go, that building. You just walk up.
Walk right up.
Okay, yeah. The door's open, and inside there's just a basic reception area. A skinny dwarf with blocky tattoos inked onto his face sits behind a desk. The smell of tobacco fills the room as he puffs some assumably tobacco out of a pipe because it smells like it. That's what I said. Yeah, you walk in. He says, "Oi, what you need?"
Pull out the letter. I'm here to pick up an inmate. His name is Peter. His name is Peter.
All right, mate. Come here.
Walk up to him.
Yeah, he takes the letter. He looks at it. He nods, and he walks to the door. And he says, "Oi, Namith, go grab Peter for me. Make sure he has all things with him. Father Croggreen said he's allowed to take anything he wants from his quarters that isn't nailed down." And then the dwarf runs inside.
Probably would have done that anyway.
And about 15, 20 minutes go by. And eventually, you see, being led by that dwarf that ran off, with a bag of all of your things, a bit of mail in there as well that you did not have before. Peter. Aaron, why don't you describe Peter?
Peter, or previously known as Phosphorus, is an albino rat folk that most of his fur is covered in soot, but as it gets farther and farther back, it gets lighter and lighter. He has 2 beady red eyes, a very thick padded coat that covers most of his body. A lot of it is acid and burn stained. He has 2...
That's great.
He has 2 bandoliers crossing his body with a multitude of bottles on it, all filled with different colored liquids. He has a visible knife and a sling and a blowgun on his back. And I believe that's it.
Yeah. You would have like a backpack with probably not a lot in it, if anything, and you have no money.
Fuck.
But
Raiji spent it all.
there is a letter that...
I'll open the letter now.
Okay. I actually don't know what it says, so you can read it out loud if you so wish, just so the audience has context for what it is.
Phosphorus, I hope this letter finds you well. In these past months, things have been confusing, scary, and fascinating in Wakuzana. I've spoken a bit with Renister, and he seems confident he can transfer you to his custody. I hope he can. To be honest, I missed your company and could really use the expertise in my ventures. I've left my new address so you can write me back if you're able. Sincerely, Eamon.
Yeah. So that's what your letter reads?
And as I walk towards Phosphorus, I'll just toss in the trash.
As you walk towards
yourself?
Renister?
Jesus.
That's rough, man.
2 personalities.
That's a rough one.
Who killed Phosphorus?
Yeah. As you walk towards Renister.
I'll just, toss the paper in the trash.
Okay. I mean, there's so just to the side of the street.
Oh, we're outside?
Yeah.
Burn it in a
Okay.
torch or
They
something.
immediately arrest you for littering.
You're going back, boy. But yeah, I mean, the dwarf just walks up to him, and as soon as you're at the door, they don't give a fuck about you. You're good to go.
Aye.
I'm just sort of like leaning a bit, thumb in my belt, just sort of smug smirk on my face.
Yeah.
I reach in my back, I pull out a ledger, and I just write in it, stow it back. So, Peter, how are things?
Yeah, it's fine. I should probably ate better in there than I did for the couple months we were in the jungle.
Is it breezy in the mines? You sound a little under the weather.
Just a bit.
Well, why couldn't I get a hold of you?
Well, when I was arrested, they had me down as a female. For some reason. I don't know how they couldn't tell that.
Yeah,
So I went to
one
a-
can only imagine.
I went to a woman's jail, and I got sent to the steel yards. Then I was recruited by the cartel.
Yeah,
and I
you
got
went to
shipped over here.
the woman part of the steel
Oh,
yard.
yeah.
There's not just a woman's jail.
Well, sounds like we have some other companions to pick up today.
Oh, joy.
Well, don't sound too excited to see Eamon.
Stole my fucking money.
Who did?
Prison.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. If you had money, still it would be going to me anyway.
Uh-huh. You know, did it actually cost you anything to bond me out?
Yes.
Yeah. Probably like almost everything you had. Because you've just worked at a butcher shop, which is not a very...
You're going to be with me a long time.
Great.
Yeah. So you want to head to
Yep, Eamon.
Eamon's apartment next? So Eamon lives in the neighborhoods in the southwest part of Ward 1. Ward 1 is just above, just north, because there's literally a thing above, just north of Ward 8, nestled in between the northern cliff face of Ward 7 and Ward 1's western wall. It's a standard 3-story building. A winding wooden staircase is located on the right side of the building, leading up to the second and third floors. Eamon lives on the third floor. Renister, you would know this, renting this place from a dwarven woman named Ugvo. You would know this as well. She lives on the first floor. Currently, the second floor is vacant. So do you just make your way up to the third floor?
When I get outside, I instinctively pull out my rope, and I'm about to, throw it up. But
Okay.
then I'm like, oh, yeah, going in the normal way.
Yeah.
Not really used to it.
So you guys have now exited Ward 8. You can now see the night sky. Ward 1 is one of the 3 wards that directly to the north of it connects to Hamado Bay. So there's kind of a sea breeze coming in. And yeah, you go up the stairs. I assume you're home, Eamon.
He's not there.
Yeah, imagine.
He's gone.
Knock on
Find
the
a
door.
blood trail.
You knock on the door. Yeah, and open it is Eamon. Taylor, why don't
You hear what sounds like frantic footsteps and like things crashing around, and then like a jumbling on the lock of the door, and it opens, and you see a very, very frantic Eamon Talaris. I'm a young 24-year-old male half-elf, half drow. I'm around 6 feet tall, on the lean side, thin side, with pale blue skin, gold yellow eyes, and changed since last season. I've gotten a haircut, a short, clean cut, gray silver hair. Typically, if you were to see me, the clothing I would wearing is be a black cavalier hat with red trim and a white feather coming out from the backside. So, for those of you that don't know, cavalier hat, think like Pirates of the Caribbean, Will Turner at the end with that big fancy hat. That's what that is. Just really stretching for reference there. A maroon red hooded cape draped over one shoulder with a dark silk shirt with a gold pattern collar underneath, with various pieces of padded leather armor on my chest, bracelets on my forearms, and from my knees down to my boots. Only other thing as far as clothing would be a leather strap that goes diagonal across my chest, and there's two small clasps on it, and clasped onto it now is a leather-bound journal. Dagger on my belt, and typically I hold a tall wooden staff. It looks like a sort of a gnarled, twisted piece of wooden bark with a small blue tear-shaped stone embedded in the top.
Yeah, and you can have really, you've had enough time here to make it, put anything and like have it, the setup be whatever you want, but the layout of the apartment is a kind of basically living room as you enter. In the back left corner, kind of in this open area is in an L shape. There's a kitchen area, and there's a door that goes into a bedroom where you would sleep and stuff. And you can have whatever you would want in here.
Yeah, we said we were going to do this, and I forgot. My name is Taylor Motes, and I play Eamon. So you hear this voice, it is the voice of Taylor, and Taylor plays Eamon.
Voice of God.
The
Did
voice of
Aaron
God.
say you're Aaron? Did Aaron say he's Aaron?
My name is Aaron, and I play Phosphorus / Saltpeter.
Okay, yeah, so my apartment would be pretty sparse. I mean, just the basics. What I have in there is nice. The only thing I've accumulated over these months, some of you haven't seen me, is just mostly a bunch of books from the assembly, things like that. Little odds and ends.
Are you wearing that full getup right now?
Yes, the only thing I wouldn't have on is the hat. It would be on a hanger on the wall. I'd be in my nice. I mean, it's kind of what I wear every day, but
Yeah, Phosphorus, I forgot to mention. Eamon's
Peter.
joined a theater troupe since the last time we met him.
It's Peter.
Phosphorus.
Peter.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you get my letter?
Yeah, as I was getting released.
Wow. Okay. Renister, thank you for coming. Come in, please. And I kind of frantically look past you out the door.
You want to roll perception?
Sure. Yeah.
If someone's following us, as I start pulling out snares,
Oh, no.
Do you want me to start
15.
prepping?
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Not yet.
you're rightfully on edge, but nothing catches your eye. There's plenty of people. The kind of crowd of people heading home has died down, and now people are heading out for the night to taverns and such. But
Okay.
yeah, you're on
Come
the
in,
third
come in,
floor, so
please.
it's pretty hard to just get up here without someone knowing.
Walk in.
You guys would see what looks like Eamon was frantically packing his backpack with just all his various adventuring shit that he hasn't used in the past couple months. It's just strewn about
Yeah.
on the floor.
Yeah. Torches.
We're in a city. You
Tinderbox.
probably don't need a tent.
You never know.
No.
There's some big alleys. I've seen them.
So I turn and kind of close the curtains in one of the windows that was slightly open, and I would turn to Renister and say, so you got my letter?
Yes, that's why, I came dressed in my normal attire.
Okay. Have any of you heard anything from Raiji?
That's where we're headed next, I'd imagine.
Okay.
I want some money off his fights.
Great. So long story short, one, great to see you, Phosphorus.
Peter.
Peter?
Peter.
Is that your real name?
It's
Yeah,
short
what's
for
the deal
Saltpeter.
with that?
Well, I told one of our enemies that my name was Phosphorus and I was coming to the city, so it's
I
best not
remember
to
that.
use that name right now.
Speaking of which, I was doing a job yesterday. The halfling I work for, the great Ostas.
Yeah.
He sent me on a job yesterday that might have proven interesting to our inquiries. So I met an android, and the first thing he said from his hiding place was, it's been so long. When was it we last spoke?
Did you kill him?
He blew himself up, but yes.
Smart.
Before I got much out of him. And that was in response to, what's her name? Lady Wen?
Sister One.
Sister Wen. Sister Wen was there. She helped me with the job as well, or kind of supervised it. She said they found similar crystals left behind that seemed to be shattered, the same ones that were used for communication by our person on the other side.
Where did this happen at?
This happened in Ward 7.
Yeah, Ward 7. Ward 8 by the Locomote docks.
This happened in Ward 8, the one underneath the big fancy one, by the Locomote docks. Don't worry, I have a way to show you what the room I was in and everything looked exactly like. But do we need to go get Raiji before any of this gets
Definitely.
crazy?
I don't like the sound of this between the androids and what I saw
Were
the
you
other
guys
night.
meeting somebody or supposed to meet somebody?
No, I was supposed to go investigate.
Investigate.
You were working for the cartel. The cartel
Yeah.
hired you through Mr. Pilvar,
Mhm.
the Great Ostas.
What were you investigating?
Let me try to remember my session 0 exactly.
I can tell you.
Yeah, okay.
You were looking into a presumably Dwarven man, but they weren't sure at the time, by the
Yes.
name of Zold.
The dealer.
You know the Zold?
Who do you think got you that information?
You did write back.
No.
Peter.
We didn't write back. He just...
Well, it was about a dwarven man named Zold. His true name was Z23. Come to find out,
I'm going to assume he's an android then.
definitely yes. I got a little bit of information, but he definitely is from a group. Definitely emphasize he's not the only one, and especially after using the same phrase we heard back in Koi. I didn't know what else to do. I needed to get a hold of you guys as fast as I could.
Have you run into any of those things that I mentioned in my letter?
No. I just got that letter this morning, but I haven't seen anything. That literally happened today. All of this happened today, like hours ago.
I know it's a shot in the dark, Phosphorus, but
Peter.
did any... Peter... was there any strange happenings that happened in your time in the Clink?
Well, I caught someone smuggling in demon dust.
What?
It's a drug.
That was in the house I was at,
What
too,
did
with
it-
Zold.
What did
A
it
lot
look
of
like?
demon dust.
Is it red?
It's a white powder that reflects, that not glows, but like shines a blackish green color when light hits it.
White powder that shines blackish green.
For the record, when I say shine, it's not like a magical shine. It's just like, when something crystalline reflects the light, it reflects it in that color.
That reminds me, now's a good time. Better than ever. And I reach in my pack and I pull out that pouch I found
Yep.
and I hand it to Phosphorus.
You don't got to roll. It's demon dust. Oh, no.
Put it on the table.
No.
Okay. I mean, there's actually not enough in it. There's just a bit of residue. But yeah. I mean, it's exact. You already have identified this. This is why I'm not having you roll it in your session 0.
Yeah,
It is. This at one point definitely held demon dust.
Does it cause strange side effects? What does it do?
So it's actually used as just a drug, normal drug. Usually get very lethargic and fucking moronic while you're on it.
To clarify why the cartel resides here, right? And they deal in a lot of drugs. So not many things are illegal. You would know this, Phosphorus. Peter, from just having interacted with them for basically all of the downtime between seasons.
Did you say not many things are legal or illegal?
Not many things are illegal in
Okay.
terms of drugs here.
Just
the
clarifying.
reason why demon dust is illegal is because it incentivizes the summoning and the interaction with demons, because it's made from the bones of demons. So the effects are not the issue. It's how to get what you need to make it is incredibly dangerous in itself. So that is why it's illegal.
There were barrels of that stuff.
I wouldn't know that though. So
I'm explaining that Phosphorus would know
okay.
that, and he can relay that to you guys.
So it wouldn't cause anyone to, I don't know, bleed profusely black substance from their eyes, or
I'll get to that in a second. Main thing that happens with demon dust is that you're more encouraged to summon demons because it's actually made from the bones of demons.
Well, I don't like the sound of that either. But what do you mean? Get to that in a second.
So, while excavating a tunnel, someone may or may not have blown into a crypt and released a spirit.
What?
I blew into a crypt and released a spirit.
Someone so it was you.
It was phosphorus. It wasn't Peter.
Oh, no, we're not cutting brass tacks here. Oh, okay. So if that's the case, then Peter and Phosphorus owe me.
No, because phosphorus doesn't have your dad. Anyway, yeah. So they did possess a couple of my workers. Yeah.
You had workers while you were in
did.
prison?
What did the spirit look like?
Yeah, he was a foreman.
It was a spirit. I can't really see those.
Fair enough.
Incorporeal thing and all.
What did you do about it?
Pretty much, I slowed my workers down until it went away.
Oh, it can go away.
You killed them, didn't you?
No, definitely not.
I don't have to roll for that one.
Yeah, no, I straight up butchered the man.
Well,
To be fair, he had just got done killing 2 people.
yeah, they don't really have control. But one correlation that I believe exists is that those that are on demon dust are more likely to get possessed.
Well, yeah,
'Cause
correlation.
both my workers were on it, and both of them got possessed, and one of them that wasn't didn't. So, yeah.
This will definitely be something. If the guards are not aware of it, I don't know how much we can trust them. All right, well, it's about high time we go get Raiji.
Eamon has his backpack ready on his back by the door.
Do you want me to leave some surprises in here for
Adam.
anyone coming after you?
No explosives.
No, please no, don't do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ugvo just comes to check on you. Oh, my leg!
Maintenance.
Yes, you guys are now heading to Coliseum.
Yep.
So, Coliseum is in Ward 7's Golden District, a place of commerce and entertainment for the city's wealthiest individuals. To get there, you need to walk up one of the few entrances carved into the cliff face. The walk up the steps takes close to 15 minutes, though getting there is pretty quick because you're pretty close to it. And it is quite exhausting. It's nighttime, and there's normally lifts that can take you up. But as soon as the sun sets, they turn off the lifts. So after about 15 minutes of walking, up steps, mind you, which I don't know if I went to my doctor's office and walked up 4 flights and I was out of breath.
Yeah.
Let's say there's no way for me to hotwire the lift.
There's guards around.
I wouldn't let you do that the other way. You're not going back. Not yet.
I won't go back alive anyway.
I don't like the sound of that.
But yeah, as you get your way up, eventually you reach the top. The lifts are being worked on and maintained to your right. They're basically just big gated wooden platforms of differing sizes, everything from an elevator size to something that would bring up goods. That is to your right, and to your left is a metal gate with 2 guards standing in front of it. It is closed.
How much you want to bet that Raiji chose this area just so he could practice his cardio on these goddamn stairs?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in feels like forever.
Yeah,
Maybe he's gotten out of shape.
I highly doubt that.
well, he's been in the arena. I imagine it's quite the workout.
I
One of
mean,
the guards-
if the fighters are just from the common folks, I went to watch him one time and it was light work.
Hopefully he hasn't gotten a big head. Fame can do that to a person.
As you guys are talking, like as you've come up to the plateau of the steps, one of the guards says, "Hey, what are you doing?
Hello.
No loitering."
We're
not
here to
loitering, good
see-
sir.
Yeah, we're here to see Raiji.
A lot of people are here to see Reggie. Got a reason to be in Ward 7? Okay. You
Pull
hold
out the
that
letter,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, my bad. Sorry. Sometimes,
Yeah.
famous Coliseum fighters, a lot of people try to pull that one. You're free to go through, and the other guy opens the gate. And yeah. This is easily the whole ward is the wealthiest part of town. And the Coliseum is the central point of the Golden District. It takes just under 20 minutes of walking past shut down shops to reach the Coliseum. Most Coliseum events end just before nightfall, so people have plenty of time to return to their homes if they live in a different ward, because, the lifts get shut down. It towers over everything else in the district. Its circular walls taking up an entire city block. 2 painted red barn doors built into the wall serve as an after-hours entrance for employees, with 2 humans with spears and shields guarding it. And you guys are walking up, and they go, You hear one of them mumble to the other one. Yeah, I think that's them. And he walks up and he goes, "Hey, you're here to see Raiji?" Well, Kite, but Raiji doesn't really set up his own appointments anyways.
How could you tell?
He said I was looking for a lizard, a rat, and a half elf, and there's not a lot of those in the city.
I tip my hat.
Hello.
Well, I still can't believe you brought that.
But
My hat?
It looks
Yes.
so ridiculous.
So look around. There's like almost everyone in this district is wearing something like
yeah,
this.
pretty.
Yes,
pretty
but I
well.
can't believe you brought it.
When you saw me, I had nothing. I salvaged that shit from a shipwreck.
And it
This
looks
is-
better. It
Oh,
kinda had
come
that,
on.
It kind of had that minimalist style I like.
Well,
You're wearing bones.
This is a cultural thing.
I can let you. I can let you guys in.
That'd be
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. He opens up the door,
You and other people's cultures, man.
and after you walk through a short little entry tunnel, this guy leads you left through a long corridor that curves in line with the Colosseum outer wall. You eventually reach a door with a shiny platinum plaque that reads "Raiji of the Crimson Sands" in common on it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. He's like, "There's a door." He knocks and he says, "Hey, Kite, Raiji, you guys got visitors?" And you hear, I'd assume Kite would get the door. Yeah, you hear like a quick little footsteps come up to the door and open it. And you see a young goblin, deep green skin, yellow eyes, a basic tunic with a dagger tucked into his hip, long floppy ears with a vivid burn scar covering almost all of his left ear. Open the door, look up at everyone. He's a little shorter than you, Peter. But up at all you guys. And past him, probably sitting on a very nice couch or chair.
Yeah, sitting on a very nice couch, just reclined with a giant jug of liquor.
You are...
I am John. I play Raiji, who's young, very ripped, and full of energy and booze. Raiji has to start at the top, he's got black hair. He's a very, let's say, like Middle Eastern kind of skin tone. Spent a lot of time in the sands. He has a goatee that is twisted up like a genie, and a lot of jewelry. So you notice that he has a gold headband, almost like a circlet that's adorned, a ton of rings, a ton of necklaces and bracelets, and of all the like, poofy pants, curly shoes, and a small vest that barely covers up his abs and his large tattoos that are representing the four elements of fire, water, earth, and wind. That's Raiji.
Each of the tattoos takes up like a cross section of your body, right?
Yes.
Word.
Probably
yeah.
a little bit more tattoo than he had in season 1.
Okay.
They do grow.
A little bit more tattoo.
Raiji.
Yeah, but yeah, the
Amen.
John says, "Oh, hello, Sir Renister."
Yes.
I just hop on over.
He kind of looks at the other two of you and confused, but he just like holds the door open for you guys.
I'm like shielding my eyes, like, oh, Raiji, you got shiny.
Yeah, I bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I can tell. It's hard to look at.
Nice
you-
hat, Eamon.
Thank you.
Are you Sir
I
Peter?
take it off and kind of look at it.
Kite, this is phosphorus.
Peter.
Phosphorus.
Peter.
Phosphorus.
Peter.
Phosphorus.
Peter.
Phosphorus.
Peter.
I got your letters. I'll be back 1 second.
Okay.
Do you need anything? What is your name, sir?
My name is Eamon Talaris.
Okay,
And you
Good.
are?
Kite.
Kite. Pleasure to
Good
meet
to
you.
meet you, Sir Eamon. I will be right back.
Yeah,
Should I get-
Kite's a cool dude. What?
Seems like it.
Never mind. He runs off.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I came to one of your fights.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you did great. I tried to catch you afterwards, but I didn't think you saw me waving. You're kind of surrounded by the fans, but
Yeah, that
Anyway.
happens.
you did great.
Yeah, I am really good.
We got Phosphorus out today.
Peter.
Well, Renister got Peter out today.
Phosphorus
Peter.
out? Where?
out of
Where was he? Was he stuck? Were you stuck?
Eamon kind of looks past the door into the hallway. He's like, from
Yeah, I was stuck.
prison. He was in prison.
Oh, what'd you do?
You were there when he got arrested. Don't you remember in Moylan?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's hard to remember the little people. from the top.
Allegedly, I burned down a field. Well, to be fair, Goblin did that.
I was there.
Trumped up charges.
You hear the
I
quick
did
little-
see it.
You hear the quick little footsteps of Kite as he returns with a very big sack of coins.
Sweet. I
that
grab it.
has,
And I intercept it.
I grab it.
Okay.
I would also grab it.
Yeah. Why don't
Eamon uses mage hand.
either of you roll? Why don't you roll athletics against your acrobatics DC?
I can't do thievery.
Yeah, you can do thievery for sure.
Who?
You don't roll.
Who's rolling athletics?
Sorry. Correct.
Okay.
Peter, your thievery DC. Renister, you're rolling athletics against his.
How do we do DCs?
It's 10 plus whatever your plus.
So
is.
15.
21.
Okay. Yeah. So you quickly go to grab it, and Renister, you just kind of shoulder check him a little bit out of the way and grab the coin.
I just pop open the top and just grab like a reasonable amount. Like I'm not going to take his entire
just a
like,
handful of coins?
Yep, and I just sort of stuff it my side and hand it over to Phosphorus. Peter.
Okay.
How much is this? What,
How much was
correction,
it?
I will put it in my coat.
Okay.
How much was that?
It's 72 gold, 14 silver pieces, and 3 copper, I believe. But I don't know how much the Renister took.
Yeah, he stole from me.
What should I roll for how much I took?
Yeah.
What
Why
should
don't
I
you
roll?
roll
You got big meaty claws.
a D10 plus 5? That's how much gold you took.
8. So plus 5 you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8.
So 13 gold you take from it. So that is 72 minus 13 is 59 gold pieces, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said 13, right?
Yes. And then Kite says,
I had 379 gold.
should I
For
get
prison. God damn it.
should I get Circonda? He looks to you, Raiji.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
He's the one that wanted to talk to Renister. That's right.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah,
need him to look at
I
the
fought
lizard.
a lizard that had bloody eyes.
Kite runs off. He shuts the door.
Tell me more.
Well, it was really big.
For the record, I never clarified that guard left when the door was open. He's not just standing there.
Just to quantify this, how many of me was he?
Strong or size?
Yes.
Strong, he wasn't very strong. So he was probably half or like a fourth of you. I don't know. I beat him pretty quick. But he was probably, I don't know, 5 U's size.
That's a big boy.
To clarify, because Eamon, obviously, Reggie, you fight here, so obviously you would know this. Eamon, you're, I think, the only one that would know anything about this district. The Coliseum is not, they don't do any like humanoid versus humanoid fights. It's always fighters fighting creatures and beasts and monsters and stuff like that.
That's good to know.
Yeah, but this
Um,
big lizard came out and it was supposed to be the fight, and then his eyes started bleeding and he tried to climb up the stands to eat people, but I killed him.
Was he a lizard folk or one of my kin?
No, he was like a big like lizard, kind of like Basil, but not really.
Was he moving like a puppet?
I don't know what that means.
I sort of like pantomime, like sort of disjointed a bit.
He wasn't moving super like a lizard, so it was definitely weird.
Probably the same. We were
Oh, and I remember, I think it was drugs. I think he took drugs.
who
Do
gave
you
him
know
drugs?
what the drugs look like?
No, I can't. I don't. I never saw the drugs, but Toto was looking for them. She said she lost them, and they.
Was looking for the drugs?
Yeah, she said she lost her drugs and left it in the kennel where the lizard was, and then it was all gone.
What is this Toto now?
I don't know. She's probably around here somewhere.
You never mess with the stuff? No PEDs, nothing?
No, yeah.
PEDs?
You're looking
of course
pretty-
not.
looking
I'm
pretty
clean.
yoked.
I'm clean, and I
Right?
just start taking this jug.
Is there anything odd in this room?
If
GM?
anything, Raiji's the opposite of that. He exclusively fights with like hampering himself, like
Yep.
drunk. Anything odd in this room? If
Yes.
you can use your, not really. I mean, it's
Cool.
super nice. Think like a
Real
green
gaudy.
room for like a very good talk show or something like that. but more medieval. Like
Cheese
just
trays everywhere.
Jimmy
super
Kimmel's
nice
here.
things. Yeah, there's probably a tray with cheese and grapes and a shelf of any sort of wine or whatever you would like. So, you guys hear heavier footsteps besides Kite's quicker, lighter footsteps. And in through the door walks a probably towards the later end of his middle-aged years human, long black beard that's beginning to gray, slicked back hair, a pristine black tailored suit, and a silver-handled walking cane. He comes in.
Hey, Conda.
Hello, Reggie. Is this which are you all? Is like Renestier a group or is that just you?
No,
That's-
Renestier's the lizard.
Okay.
I'm
Hello.
Eamon.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'd like
he
to
walks
make
over.
an impression if I could
It's-
roll for that.
Yeah, go for it.
So -5.
Yeah, so he has the feat Glad Hand, which is a diplomacy feat, which he can just roll diplomacy with a -5 circumstance penalty to immediately have people like him.
16.
Yeah.
And then this is Phosphorus.
As
Peter.
one of the only well-dressed individuals in the room, you can tell that out of the three of you that aren't Raiji, you're probably the lead for the favorite immediately.
Even if there's like a
Maybe
way of
include
talking that's
Raiji,
more
too.
common in District 8, I just kind of take that on.
I mean,
Even like an air about them.
Yeah, formalities
Not like an
are
accent,
more
but,
common,
yeah.
really. It's just like a lot of these people are what the world would consider more important in terms of like their power to do things. Yeah, your brown nose. So yeah, it's just like, you know, a level of respect a lot of people prefer to be given.
Yeah.
Is the main thing.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Your name was again? Sorry.
Hitoshi Kanda.
Toshi
You can
Kanda.
just call me Hitoshi if you wish.
Eamon Solaris. This is my friend Peter.
He goes.
Renestier.
He walks up to you, Peter, and hesitantly extends a
I'll
hand.
shake his hand.
Okay. He says, we have wonderful bathhouses in Ward 7 if I could recommend.
Oh,
any
yes,
member of
please.
them. Okay. I hate you so much, Aaron. I thought you were going to say no, so I didn't have one prepared, you fucker.
Oh, he could just take a bath at my place.
Okay, before I mess it up again, fancy ward, high level ward, is that 8 or 7?
7
Okay, I said it wrong. I said
7?
8, but 8's below it.
is the ward where the wealthiest in this,
Yep.
most of the wealthiest cities
Elevate.
in the live, and the palace is, and the nobles live. Ward 8 is directly under it, and it is underground. There's never sunlight, and the Dwarven cartel, Krogrin cartel, runs that one.
Thank you.
God damn you. The Oasis.
Thank
I
you.
had to recommend one.
I'll have to check it out.
And then he comes to you, Renester. He says, he extends a hand.
Or shake it.
I hear you're the expert.
Yes, I'm. Heard you were needing me for something.
Yes.
It's about the bloody-eyed lizard.
I'd imagine so.
Are you a follower of Tezetios?
Yes.
That makes sense. Did you think he looks to you, Raiji, and he says, "Do you think what happened has to do with undead? I assume that's your specialty. Most
Yes.
followers of.
Oh, I think it
gods
was
specialize-
drugs.
Okay. Do you have any? I'm asking for payment. I don't quite know what level of expertise you have.
My order handles undeath quite frequently.
He also does shake down drug dealers sometimes.
Interesting.
I
You-
will say, with some disclosure, I have actually run into one of these as well. Not a lizard,
Okay.
but it was a man. Similar traits, bleeding out of the eyes, drug residue in his pocket. So I'm familiar with it. To my knowledge, it definitely has something to do with possession.
Okay.
Definitely something we handle.
Roll diplomacy with a +4 circumstance bonus. We're gonna steer.
27.
Okay, so sounds like this is a high level of expertise in this area. Hopefully, that does turn out what it used. It does turn out to be something related to that. Well, hopefully it doesn't, but at least you could rule that out. How about 150 gold for your diagnosis, so to speak?
Would
We
I
don't expect.
Would I be able to
Sight
piece
to be
together if
fixed.
that's a fair payment for something along these lines? Like a standard job?
Eamon can roll mercantile lore, probably. I don't think anyone else can roll society.
I'll roll society.
25.
Yeah. Pretty fair price. Probably if you had to put your finger on it, it's a little bit of a low ball, but it's a low ball within that price range. It's not like a horrible low ball.
I got
I'll just
28.
Put my hand on Minister's shoulder and just kind of nod. And say,
It's probably like close, like something like what he's asking, because he's basically asking for you to just take a look at him, like not perform anything. It would probably be around 150, 200 gold for that. So he picked the lowest end of that. But
that sounds good to me.
Yeah, that is a fair price.
okay. He pokes his head out and yells towards the closest person to get that money while he says, are we all going or just...
I'd like
I
to
would
take a look.
like to have them all with. They can help bolster my knowledge.
Yeah. I'll go.
Yeah,
Happy to have you again.
Eamon would try to stand towards the back of the group leaving the room by Peter, if he could.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Thank
that's
you for getting that
reasonable.
right.
I would just tap Peter's shoulder. Are people walking out of the room into the hallway?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, Raji's
so you
Kind of
oblivious,
motion
just
for
going.
him to like stay
Toshi.
back a bit.
yeah.
Still walk, but like a ways behind.
Mhm.
And then I would kind of like bend over a bit and whisper with my hand on his shoulder, be like, with what I told you and Renister at my place, shouldn't we be like finding somewhere safe to like talk and be like, well, we're already going off on.
I think we're just checking a body, man.
Okay. I don't know, man.
I
Nothing
think-
really has happened in the 3 months I've been out, but if someone's looking for us in the city or someone knows we're onto something, this is a hell of a place to look.
I mean, there's guards outside. All 4 of us aren't here. I think we're fine for now.
Okay. I think I'm just starting to feel the paranoia.
Yeah,
that
you don't
constantly live
handle
with.
it very well, do you?
I've been paranoid for a long time, but I had a couple months off, and it kind of felt nice.
See, that's the key. You never let it go.
Never let the
You always stay
paranoia go.
paranoid.
Yeah, so you guys, Hitoshi leads you out to the right. Peter and Eamon stay behind and have that quick, well, not stay behind, but walk a little behind the group. You go, sorry, not to the right. You leave and go further to the left along the corridor just outside of Raji's room until you're on the complete other side of the Colosseum. Here, there are several cages filled with large animals, panthers, bears, tigers, and a mammoth is the main thing that would stick out to you guys because you've never seen anything like that in this area before. Past the cages is a locked metal door with Hitoshi taking out a key from his key ring, sticking it in, opening it up. That leads to a winding staircase lit by torches. The staircase soon opens up. Man, bro, I can't friggin' talk. Soon opens up into a large room with a handful of metal cages. They look much more heavily reinforced than others. Some of them even just metal boxes, not even like any, you know what I'm saying. There's no bars. It's just like a metal box, essentially. A lizard folk stands peering into one of the cages, one that you can see into. She has jet black scales, neon green frills that run the edge of her chin, basic leathers, a bow on her back, her tail cut off close to the stump. Inside the cage lies a massive sleeping lizard, its front legs both wrapped in basic splints. This lizard does not look like the Striders. Think a more conventional... The Striders are like pretty, as far as large creatures go, they're pretty lean and agile. This looks like a massive version of a monitor, not a monitor lizard, Komodo dragon. Think that, but like a good chunk bigger than a horse. Not quite huge, but like as big as you can be while still being considered large size class. But yeah, this lizard folk woman is just staring at it and then sees you approach, all of you.
Is there anything odd in this room? Stands out to me as I walk in.
Yeah, lizard. Hello, GM Jack here with a quick rules explanation. First GM Jack of the season, by the way. So, Eamon has switched his rogue archetype for an investigator archetype between seasons. With that comes a feat called That's Odd. Essentially, Eamon has developed a knack for noticing things that seem off or suspicious as soon as he enters an area or room, seeming odd or something like that, or me just pointing those kinds of things out to him without a roll. This feat is why that is happening. Now, let's get back to the action. For sure.
Renister?
The lizard in the cage, sorry.
Oh.
Not the lizard, and neither of the lizard folk.
I'm sitting there rubbing my hands and staring at Eamon going,
But yeah, that's what you walk into. Hitoshi walks up to the lizard folk, gives her a greeting. They exchange greetings. He introduces all of you. This man is Peter. He points down to Peter. Of course, you know Raiji. This is our expert Renestier, and this is Eamon. They are here to take a look, I believe more Renestier than the others, at the lizard. She just nods, walks up to the cage.
Yep, that's it. I beat it up.
You didn't kill it?
No, it's dead. Well, is it dead?
No,
No, I didn't kill it.
the lizard folk woman says.
this isn't Toto, is it?
No.
Huh.
No, this isn't Toto.
You talking about the lizard folk woman or the
Yeah.
lizard?
No,
Oh.
it's kind of like aside
Yeah.
to Raiji.
No,
do the
not
eyes still
Toto.
look? Do the eyes still look bloody?
It's blind.
Blind. Okay. Could I roll medicine, just to see what its overall condition
Yeah,
kind
she
of is?
goes up to it and unlocks the cage. She mentions that it's pretty docile after whatever happened. And she lets anyone in who wants to go in.
Yeah,
the
go in.
lizards, they kind of have
I'll go
ear
in.
holes. They kind of open up a bit, and it kind of raises and it opens its eyes, and then it clearly is blind. It's just like milky white. There's the glimpse of the iris, but the eyes look heavily damaged, bloodshot.
I would look over at Minister and just kind of like nod towards the creature.
I nod back to him and walk up to the lizard.
Okay. You can roll, while he's doing this, you can roll medicine, Amen. But yeah, you walk up.
I look in. Can you hear me still?
Yes. It just kind of looks nowhere really in specific, but tracks your voice with its head, so that's looking where the noise is coming from.
I heard you had some violent past couple days. Probably some scary ones. Do you remember what happened?
No.
What is the last thing you remember?
I ate a strange smelling dirt.
Did you see anyone put that weird dirt in front of you? Did
No.
someone feed it to you?
Found it in my box.
And that's the last thing you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember waking up?
Waking up.
After.
Yeah. It's dark.
You weren't blind before, I'd imagine?
No.
Raiji, did you hit his eyes at all?
No, he started bleeding before he went into the stands or tried to get into the stands.
Okay, so maybe the spirit can cause it. Peter, did the workers that you waited for the spirit to leave, were they blind afterwards?
Nope.
Were they to the advanced state that this lizard appears to have been in? Bleeding from the eyes, contorted?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and everything
I mean,
sounds
they
right.
moved like they were contorted, and they had bleeding eyes.
All
Eamon
sounds
would be
same.
squatting by the head of this lizard,
Yeah. What
kind
did
of
you
kind of trying to talk to it, being like, "It's okay."
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, can't speak to it like Minister can.
Yeah.
A 21 for medicine.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously its eyes are heavily damaged beyond. You would take some pretty high level regenerative magic to heal his eyes. Other than that, he has a fractured tail. It looks like from a blunt wound. Knowing Raiji, he probably kicked the shit out of him. And his two front claws are wrapped, and you notice under the wrapping now that they're splinted, as if they were heavily broken to some degree. And you can tell as this lizard, it's not really moving in any way. It's just moving its head as if it can't really put any weight in any way on anything.
Minister, what did this creature say to you? Did it
Does-
in fact ingest what we think it might have ingested?
The lizard folk woman looks at you and she says, "You can speak to him.
Yes. Are you not able to?
That's rare.
Hmm.
Incredibly so."
I didn't grow up amongst our people, so I'm not
Really?
as familiar. I actually grew in civilization, not in the tribes.
Are you
Huh.
guys related?
No.
We go over
Well,
the-
no.
We go over this every time a lizard folk comes to watch, right? You know. Not every lizard folk in the stands is my brother or sister.
One of these times.
I guess
I'll be
you.
right.
Does every? Well, I guess you don't come across many genies, do you?
Mm-mm.
Probably could be related to him, huh?
Yep.
It's a
Yeah, I
little,
don't know who my parents actually are, so.
it's a little different for the races like us, where there's many people. We all don't come from the same parents.
Sorry, continue, she says. Didn't mean to interrupt.
So you're fine.
Did it ingest what we think it might have?
What did the strange dirt look like? I say to the blind big lizard. Is it sparkly?
Ate it too fast.
Just-
wasn't a lot.
Hmm.
Tasted weird.
Probably. It's hard to say. I mean, it is. He's a more base of our kin, so he saw something and ate it. And then that's what he remembers. He woke up and his eyes were gone.
Are you relaying this to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
GM, you said this is there's no bars, just like a metal box at the door, right?
No, this one does have bars.
Oh,
It's just some of the ones down here have boxes. This is kind of where they keep the more dangerous stuff that aren't just like animals, that are more like magical beasts.
much
or
more confusing
monstrosities.
if there were no bars.
Yes, there are bars.
Okay.
They either of them, Hitoshi or this lizard folk woman, can clarify that they moved him down here after everything happened. He was in a cage upstairs because he's just a big lizard. You, Peter, to clarify, because this has not come up and you kind of put this together and you mentioned it. Demon Dust has, if you like really don't, like if you have a bad trip, so to speak, it basically erases your memory from the moment you took it, which probably is what happened to this, animal that, that's probably a will save, and animals aren't really known for that.
Demon Dust can cause short-term amnesia.
Do you know if... I wonder if due to the fact that he is, well, not to be too offensive, less intelligent, if his brain couldn't handle it, and that may have the other side effects that weren't found in the others. Fortunately, I wasn't able to see too much of the after effects with my particular case, but it does lead me to believe...
I mean, to be fair, my workers aren't the smartest people in the world.
Yes, but they still have, a creature like this, typically they have the base instincts of procreate, eat, sleep. I think he saw something strange and decided it smelled interesting and decided to test it out. So, inconclusive, but perhaps there is something to do with the developedness of the mind of whoever takes this drug.
While this is happening, Hitoshi walks up to you, Raiji, and kind of like pulls you to the side.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Raiji, have you heard from Totoro recently? I know you two literally butt heads and spar a lot. I didn't know if you hadn't seen her in a couple days.
Hmm.
She doesn't have a fight scheduled, so it's no big deal. It's just normally she comes by at least every other day.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking for her, so I don't know.
Okay. Just double checking.
Who is I speak to? I'm sorry. What was Fancy Man's name?
Fancy man.
Hitoshi Kanda.
Yeah, Hitoshi.
Hitoshi.
Yes.
Who is Toto?
Totoro?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's that
Totoro is
person.
the red devil.
I sort of like kind of understand. Like, oh, he
Mhm.
got it fucking
Yeah.
wrong. But
She's the other platinum fighter.
the Raiji. How do
Have you been to our fights?
Can't say that the busy man
Mm.
would have.
They're great. You should come sometime.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely try to go. Anyway, Raiji, what was your interactions with this Totoro or Todo?
When?
Did you fight together? Did you?
Yeah, we fought a lot.
In like a friendly sparring sort of way? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't have any bad blood or anything?
No, I don't think she likes me very much, but
That's what I meant.
she's pretty nice. I mean, she fought me a lot, so
What would you say is compared to these two, Raiji
two.
and Totoro?
Totoro.
You got me all fucked up now, Raiji. God damn it.
Toto.
Totoro.
Yeah.
Would you say that Raiji is more popular in the arena or Totoro?
Totoro's been here longer, so I think she's more broadly known because of that. Raiji kind of rose through our ranks pretty quick, which is
New
unheard
upstart.
of. But he hasn't really had the time to gain the following that she has. Following that she has. So overall, Totoro, the Red Devil, as many people know her, but I mean, being one of the two platinum fighters, Raiji's not far behind.
Do you think that she would have found cause to see a shining new upstart that with enough time he could have risen past her?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, she gets annoyed with him because he never calls her by her actual name, but I don't think they dislike each other. They
Okay.
fight often.
So maybe more of an accident
Well,
that this happened.
Not like fight, but like spar. They don't like actually fight.
But
if
you
that makes
said
sense.
she mentioned Raiji. You said that she mentioned that she misplaced her devil dust.
Yeah, after the fight, I was walking and she was shaking down some of the stable hands or whatever they're called.
Do you inhale some? Is it still in the air?
My eyes start bleeding.
Oh, no.
No, she was shaking down some stable hands, and because she thought they stole the drugs. So I asked if they stole the drugs, and they said no. So we settled it that they didn't steal the drugs.
Do you have an issue very often with devil dust being used by your fighters or your patrons?
No.
Can I roll insight on him or something?
Yeah, I'll roll inside for you.
I'd also like to.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
And he's lying.
If he's lying.
Yeah. But I get the plus.
Yeah, Renister and Eamon, listening to him, it doesn't seem like he's a businessman, so he's pretty good with his words. But seems like he's shooting you pretty straight here. And you also get the energy from him that he kind of treats, especially the highest level of his fighters, the less I know, the better. Like,
Less trouble they're in.
Yeah, maybe they get up to stuff, but if I don't know about it, doesn't really matter to me like that. So you, at face value, you believe what he's saying in that at least. That doesn't mean there couldn't be more going on. It just means that for him, he probably isn't aware of it if there is.
Would it be an issue out of game? How common is it to have devil dust? Is it hard to get?
Demon dust?
Demon dust, sorry.
illegal?
I keep calling it devil
out of
dust.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like, it's
very
high level,
rare-
expensive.
It's
like,
a very rare drug in the world because
okay.
you have to have demon bones to make
That's
it.
what I figured. Just want to make sure. So I would say in game, does it worry you at all about knowing one of your fighters, one of your two platinum fighters is on the stuff?
I don't know what that stuff is.
I'm just
It's a very
right behind Eamon chugging a jug of alcohol.
I have nothing against substances, but the substance in which Raiji is talking about, demon dust, is a highly illegal substance.
Okay.
Sought after intensely by the cartel
Well, I assure you, I
And-
know nothing of this.
and punished highly.
On top of that, I have reason to believe with some of the evidence we've collected in some of our other interactions with cases like this lizard, the bleeding from the eyes, it seems to be a direct cause from this substance. And I don't know if... Phosphorus, do you know if this is a common side effect or just in the fact that it involves demons could...
I believe it opens
Oh,
one
Peter?
up for possession.
No phosphorus.
Peter,
So the other thing with...
don't worry about it.
with
Yeah, Hitoshi's just looking so confused.
Now I'm confused. Is demon or devil dust?
No, from
Demon.
Half of
demon.
the
You said
people were
Peter
referring to
dust.
him as phosphorus
Peter
and Peter. Yeah, it's demon.
One
dust.
day.
Okay.
Peter dust.
One day.
The other thing that we have come to note is due to the fact that demon dust, if you're unaware, is made from the bones of demons, it
Oh,
can bring about people to be weak to possession. And in this particular case, it may appear that one particular demon has taken interest in the city. So if you were to come across anyone else in your arena, or I know socialites to an extent, they like to party, have a good time, kick back a few, you give them,
We do.
Anyways, the point is that if at any of these parties or anything along these lines, with your fighters or anything, if you find someone in possession of this, you should turn them in to the guards immediately, because it has gone past just being a drug. This is
roll diplomacy with a +2 circumstance bonus. Renisteer.
Could I aid whatsoever?
might not need to.
Okay.
23.
Oh yeah, we're good.
He ponders it a bit, and he says, a lot of really important people run in the circles I run in, so I can't promise you that the guards would be the ones first notified,
Sure.
but at the very least, I could let you know if I see that, if it is as dangerous as you say it is.
I'm concerned for people having control of this substance, mainly because I don't believe, much like you, they may not know exactly what it is or what it does, just that it gives them a fun feeling.
I can't imagine most people would willingly do a drug they knew would get them possessed by a demon.
Exactly.
You would be shocked.
I do know some freaks. That's true.
If that
Yeah.
is the case too, those would be people of interest. I'm more so trying to find the person who has supplied this stuff, because it seems to be, if it's not tainted in some way, whoever is spreading this particular demon dust around is the causation to this creature and some of people as well that we've run into.
Okay.
So I would just question that other platinum level fighter and start there.
Well, I haven't seen her in a bit, so I don't really know where
Where
she
does she
is.
live?
No idea.
Well, it looks like it's all we can do.
I will say to you though, this is not something to my knowledge of possession, that of course anyone can be possessed if this creature were to come in direct contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
But this does not appear to be a risk for anyone who has not partaken in this drug. So unless
Okay.
someone else smuggles it into your arena, this does appear to be a one-off case.
Gotcha. Just to cover my bases, Raiji, you messing with this stuff at all?
Hmm?
You doing demon dust at all?
I wasn't paying attention. What?
The demon dust. Have you partaken?
What's demon dust?
Okay.
I think he's good.
Well, it's sparkly black and green.
It's white.
Do you snort
sparkles
powder?
Black, green.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do any nose stuff. That's weird.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Just double checking. If I got one of my platinum fighters possessed by a demon, I need the other one for sure.
Just double checking too, because like I said, some people could be taking it without knowing.
Gotcha. I'll talk to everybody about it.
Discretion might be key here. We don't need people freaking out about it.
Gotcha. I won't talk
Might-
to everybody about it.
It might spook whoever is doing this away, and this could happen elsewhere.
He looks over to the lizard folk woman and he says, Zelkek, just make sure the hunters are aware that it might be being hidden in the cages. He kind of quizzically looks to you guys. Is like that. That's what you're implying, right?
Yeah, whoever did this clearly wanted to sow chaos, or got Tazetsio's forbid may have a problem with Raiji.
Well, if it is as dangerous or illegal as you say it is, they could have just been stashing it.
That's true, but they could have also known what they were doing.
Yeah. I'd like to think Totoro wouldn't do that.
She might not
But-
even been aware of it. There could have been somebody else
It's true,
pulling the
someone else could have
strings.
taken it. I see why I hired you, and I didn't do this myself. So our current theory on the lizard is it did demon dust was possessed by a demon.
About a 99%
Is it
chance.
still at risk of being possessed? Do we need to put it down?
Do you know if there's any residual?
No, I think it's fine.
He should be fine. What?
Would the medicine roll tell me anything on that?
No.
I'm assuming in the week
I mean,
after none of the dwarves got possessed.
No. Yeah, they did not. I mean, you got to clarify as well. None of you have 100% confirmed it even is a possession as well.
That's what I'm
Just
saying.
to clarify that.
Yeah,
So-
no.
But,
This is going based off of Renister's
yeah.
inclination from his interaction.
What I would say is, well, I'm sure you already know this. Obviously, your lizard is blind now. But in addition to that, it seems like this lizard, he or she, out of game.
He.
It seems like he won't be even able to stand up anytime soon. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't advise, if you decide you don't want him anymore, I will come find you, or come find me. Reach out to the Great Ostas if you can, and we'll find a home.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
Don't put it down.
Yeah, he probably won't be staying here too long. Can't really use a lizard that can't walk on his two front legs. But you said the Great Ostas?
Yes, he specializes in finding homes for creatures such as this.
I nod at Eamon and go, "Thank you."
Do any of you need accommodations for the evening?
I think we were just about to.
They can stay at my place.
The lifts are down. I was just...
Renister actually invited me over, and Phosphorus
There-
and I were gonna head. Peter and I were gonna head there.
Yeah, we have some things to go over and possibly discuss some of what we've seen here today.
Gotcha.
Best to not be at the center of where it kind of happened. So
Well, I'll see you in 2 days, Reggie, for your next fight.
Oh yeah. Maybe. I walk away.
Okay. Yeah.
All reliable.
So you guys are going where?
Well, as we walk out,
Stay at my apartment.
I would say my house is really close if you want to go there.
if for some reason there is someone that is not a fan of you, I think it might be best if we go to where I am residing currently.
Yeah, but Basil's there.
You got Basil?
Yeah, we fight in the Coliseum sometimes.
How's
together.
she doing?
Yeah, how's she?
She's been sick lately.
From what?
She ate garbage.
What kind of garbage?
I don't know. That's all Kite told me, is that she ate garbage and
You bought a house?
Speaking of which, as you
Yeah.
guys are walking, like kind of towards the exit in the winding hallway that follows the Colosseum wall, Kite comes walking up and comes up to you and he says,
Hey Kite.
"Do you need travel home, Sir Reggie?"
Well, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, we'll take the carriage.
You guys want to take a carriage back to my place?
I would much rather go back to where I am staying.
Where do you live, Sir Renister?
You can drop us off on the east side of the 4th District.
Oh, the carriage only goes within Ward 7 because it can't go down the lifts.
Fair enough. We'd have to walk, but
Hmm.
I feel that we would be safer in my abode.
You said the east side of Ward 3?
4, I said. Because I knew they wouldn't go to the slums
Oh,
regardless.
Yeah. Cool, yeah. Also, he sent you a letter, so he knows where you live.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I more so meant that because they wouldn't go in their
Yeah,
district
for sure. Yes.
in a carriage.
I was just saying it was dumb for me to roll because he was literally the one that sent you the letter.
I will state that if you all feel that you must stay here, then feel free, but I will be returning to Ward 3.
Well, as always, Sir Reggie, Basil will be taken care of.
Yeah. I figured.
So
She kind of runs the place.
Must be a nice house, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really big.
mm-hmm.
What do you do in there?
He's not there often.
No.
Oh.
Usually hang out in the Coliseum. That's where Basil lives mostly.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay.
She eats well.
She must be living the life.
Well, she
Well, until
eats.
she got into the garbage. Yeah.
Well, Kite, it's been a pleasure.
You as
Shake-
well,
Shake Kite's hand.
Sir Eamon.
Well, see you, Kite.
Yep.
It's always nice to meet friends of my master.
Is Kite your slave?
Hey, Renister.
No.
Yeah.
It's not demonic possession.
Is it not?
It was just a spirit that I unleashed. I didn't want to correct
Do
you
you-
because I didn't want to go through all the detail with him.
Do you remember what
That's
was
fair.
on the thing? Remember there was something written on the coffin in
I
Celestial?
do. It was.
Yeah.
I specifically said I wrote it down.
Yeah, I can tell you is why
Okay.
I'm asking because you hadn't brought it up yet. I didn't know if that was intentional or you as Aaron had forgot.
I kind of forgot.
Yes, I figured as much. Because when you were open about the fact that happened, I was like, he would probably have brought this up if you remembered. Sorry. Let me pull up. Yeah. Written on the coffin in Celestial, a repeated phrase, which is not uncommon in divine magic, to be used as kind of like all the kinds of magic have their own kind of things you use as text for it. Normally, divine magic uses something akin to the divine magic scripture. This coffin lid was lined with the repeating phrase, well, 2 sentences, my mind a shield, my thoughts a blade, my soul will keep your evil at bay.
Yeah, it's kind of just repeated. And inside, I also found this wooden container.
It's basically not a very big wooden container. It's this light orange color.
What I found a cork too.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
it was open when you
Yeah.
looked in
So-
it, though. Anybody can roll religion.
As I look around the fancy nightlife, I'm like, maybe we should wait till we get somewhere a little
Yeah,
more
yeah,
discreet.
I do
They just
agree.
think it's a bottle. Yeah, this is used to like contain undead, like
As
spirits.
I said, a little more discreet.
let us return and we'll discuss.
Is there
this
anybody
more.
like actually around us?
I mean, there's definitely some people around you. A lot of the Golden District is strictly commerce, less like taverns and such. So there's not a lot of people. Every so often somebody passes by. Probably about half the time that's a guard who like gives you a nod, has a torch and stuff. But it's not super busy in this area.
Let's just
Let's walk like the 3 hours it'll take to get to your home.
no place like home.
Yeah, I won't take you too long. Probably like an hour, hour and a half.
I dive off the top
So-
towards the 3rd district.
You could,
I could.
but you might get shot. There, go from the Ward 7 guard.
Oh no.
We got an unidentified object above Ward 3. I repeat, we got a
Flying lizard. Flying lizard.
Yeah, you guys.
It's a
head to
dragon.
The south,
He's a rat dropping bombs. Repeat, rat dropping bombs.
the south gate of Ward 7, and you make your way down into Ward 3, and then head west into Lowland, which, if you don't remember, as I described, is a literal shithole.
As-
About a couple inches of water.
It smells bad in here, dude.
As we enter Lowland,
You
would
get used
see-
to it.
You would see Eamon take his fancy cowl and flip it. It's reversible to like a more dirty, dark color on the outside. And he clasps it around his chest and pulls his hood up, takes his hat off.
Where do you store the hat?
I hold it and it goes underneath the cloak.
Yeah, I can guarantee you. You can cover it up, but that smell.
It's in
sticks
my
with you.
inventory, dude. I can carry like 300 pounds.
Following Eamon's lead, Raiji takes his vest off and flips it inside out.
I take my armor and flip it in.
For sure.
I make 0 changes.
As you guys make your way through Lowland, it's about once you hit Lowland, like whole trip about an hour and a half. Once you hit, probably only about an hour actually. Once you hit Lowland, about 10 minutes into Lowland, you do notice that Raiji is catching so many eyes. Like basically, probably the only reason you haven't been mugged at every stop is because you have 2 incredibly intimidating physical presences with you.
Man, it's almost like wearing all the
he's
jewelry is a bad
literally
thing.
covered in gold in the poorest part of the city.
I sort of like before we. Is this before we walk into Lone Lane, or
I
we
mean, it
just
would be
entered?
as soon as you enter, and there are shady types, you are catching every eye you possibly
I just sort of
pass.
like peer into an alley, make sure there's no one down it, and like walk into it
Yeah.
and sort of like wave them over to me, all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, can you hide that? The shiny bling bling.
I start to unclasp my cloak. I'm like, you can put this over your shoulders for a bit if you need to.
I think it's cool.
Yeah,
You
it's kind of
look
my
very
whole
cool.
it's kind of my whole brand.
Yeah, the problem is you're simultaneously recognizable from the arena, but also because you look like a king of a foreign country.
Yeah, and maybe somebody would want to fight me.
The people who fight here aren't worth fighting. I can tell you that much. I deal with them on a nightly basis.
I roll perception for you. You walked into an alley with a sleeping homeless man behind a pile of trash. You hear him wake up, and you see like a bald dwarven man peer on. He's like, "Oh, get your own. This is my trash. Go."
Just like
We're not here
Basil.
for your trash. We'll be gone in a moment.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it anyways.
It's very nice trash. Now go back to sleep.
Roll diplomacy with a +4 circumstance for complimenting his trash.
What a sentence.
Very nice garbage you have.
15.
Yeah, he's a homeless dude. He goes to sleep. Okay.
Just you're gonna get the drunks and people out of their mind. They're not much of a fight at all. You could push them over and they'd probably keel over.
Yeah, you want to give me your cloak? I'll wear it.
I mean, Eamon doesn't look
All of
super
your
shabby,
pride.
but he doesn't have a lot of shiny things, so he's just like, just give it back soon.
All of your pride is being stripped away.
Clasps
The
it off
hat.
and throws it over Raiji's
Yeah.
shoulders, dark
It's a
side
bit
out.
small.
Yeah.
He's definitely got broader shoulders than
Yeah,
you.
definitely still bling showing.
Yeah.
Because it's
Just
so-
less.
it's too small.
Yeah.
That'll have to do.
Yeah. So you guys make
I'm
your
also
way to-
thinking of the logistics
I
of
do-
walking
I do
into
ha-
the place that I was supposed to be low key about with the
Yeah.
shiny man.
I
Yeah.
do have a giant gold headband. So
He has a tiara.
Can you
on.
tuck that in the hat pocket?
I
Wait, well, why don't you
Just
put on
pull-
his hat? It might cover the tiara.
Just pull the hood up. Just pull the hood up. You're fine.
Oh,
You can
there's
keep
a
it on.
hood?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like really tiny. on
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
It's like if you pulled the strings tight in a hoodie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not that much small. I mean, like, I'm 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys arrive. Are you going in the front entrance?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Take the bling man back into my secret entrance.
Yeah. Yep. You go in the front. By this time, most of the people in there are sleeping. And Kier is kind of just sitting by the coals of the fire, getting ready for bed. He turns around to see you guys.
Actually,
Waves.
before we walk in, I just leaned up. I don't think I have to say this, but be respectful while we're in there. The most people in here are already downtrodden as it is. This is their only place of comfort.
Yeah.
Then,
You walk
yeah,
in.
do that.
Anybody not remember what Kier looks like?
I do. Not.
Okay.
He's
I do.
Raiji in real life.
I was like,
character and man.
I was like, I do, and I'm like, wait, that's Kite.
Yeah. That's my little guy.
Yeah.
Kite, what are
Yeah.
you doing down here?
Kier is
all
a 3-foot tall, light brown tree frog man, bright blue webbed fingers and toes, a basic brown robe, a necklace with a silver shield pendant and dragon wings carved onto its surface. Yeah, but you enter. He kind of waves over to you guys. You approach.
Hello, Kier.
Hello.
I've
Who are you guys?
He looks to Raiji and Peter.
consider them acolytes of Tzezios.
Wow.
You guys got donations to make or what, Mr. Bling Bling?
So this is your house, huh?
In the matter of speaking.
Bling Bling. You got donation or what?
I'm just not paying attention because it's not my name.
He walks over to you and he pokes your knee.
Hey, bud.
Hey. Got
What-
donation?
A
the
donation?
Mm-hmm. He holds out his hand.
Okay. I
swear if you give him my cloak, I'll kill you.
Yeah, this cool reversible
no,
cloak.
I give him 5 gold.
You put it in his hand. He goes, what's your name?
Raiji.
My apologies for calling you Bling Bling. He pockets it.
Yeah, I get
He
people.
says that out loud. Also pockets it.
I'm cute.
He
I get
extends a hand.
people's name wrong too. I shake his hand.
Okay. It's a little sticky.
You.
My bad. Been cooking soup all day.
He masturbates a lot.
Oh.
What's your name?
We all have our
Peter.
vices.
Peter,
You got donation?
you want it in money or what do you want it in?
What can you offer that isn't money?
Blood.
Give me some time. I can make some elixirs.
He is
What?
a skilled alchemist.
You vouch for him?
I vouch for Foster.
They don't have
Phosphorus.
anything of value.
For cedar.
I'm not going to steal from
Cedar.
these people.
Play nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I vouch for him.
I can.
You're good, big guy. You already donated today.
As I'm saying I vouch for him, I'm like clutching my pendant.
Okay.
Peter makes really good coffee too.
Yeah, if you give
so.
me time, I could make you like healing elixirs and stuff like that.
Oh. Yeah, we need that.
No, we don't need traps.
We don't have any soup left, so...
It's all right, Q.
Are there any animals nearby that I could hunt?
Oh, there's a lot of people that many people would consider animals. No animals.
You want to eat people?
No.
Then why did you say that?
What? What do you mean?
I asked if I could hunt something for you guys.
Yes. Money.
What? You can't eat money.
No, but you can buy food.
I
with it.
pat his head. Silly boy.
How old is Kier?
He's a grown ass Ripley man.
I'll pay my taxes, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. But yeah, what do you go to your?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Right.
I moved the bed back because I thought you were.
Yeah, I need to go back in.
Okay.
Reggie, don't tell anyone about this, please. No one.
I'm gonna tell Kite
Don't tell Kite.
and Basil.
You can tell Basil, not Kite.
Why? You don't trust Kite?
I don't. No one knows of this place except for Eamon. I
Kite
don't.
will.
Not Kite.
If he asks about it, I can't lie to him.
Just don't. Just ignore him like you did with the
Just tell
frog.
Kite.
Or,
Yeah, but he's got little puppy dog eyes.
and he's a goblin. That's
Just honestly tell Kite that you can't tell him.
Just tell him to ask me.
just tell him you were. If he asks where you were, just tell him you were at the church.
Is this a church?
Yes. Well,
Thought it was your
more
house.
homeless shelter. Yeah, it's both.
Not to be that guy, but people are trying to sleep here.
We're in like the back room though.
There is no back room. It's just all one open place.
Your bed's in
Right.
the corner.
I know you don't know the layout too much because you're. Well, it's my bed. He sleeps in the basement.
Yeah, that was out of character. Oh, yeah.
Joe
Okay.
never breaks character.
He is a professional. He's stage.
He lives in all
stage.
four walls.
Yeah, he lives in a little mouse crawl space.
Like described before, it's like kind of a hatch you pull up to a wooden ladder that leads down in the catacombs.
Cool.
Okay, as it's now much more echoey. Though, like I was saying, do not tell anyone about this. Not even Kite.
Kite.
You rang, sir.
How about you talk to Kite? You'll trust him.
Okay.
You tell Kite.
Yeah, I will tell him.
Good.
Okay,
Kite,
so I walk
kite,
over,
kite.
same dark corner of the crypt.
On
and
the
I
way, I would ask for my cloak back.
Oh, yeah, you can have it back.
sort of look around, make sure somehow somebody got in here.
Feels a little
And-
bigger.
Yeah, I stretch it out a little bit.
Same as ever.
Home sweet home. I pull off the covering to the tomb or coffin and walk through. If you were to walk in, written around the rim of the coffin, sort of the walking space in between the coffin outside and into the place. On the inside's written around it. For those who seek peace, let them find it. For those who seek violence, may they beg for mercy.
Yeah, and it's clearly like magical writing. Like there's the ever so faintest glow of platinum light coming from it.
Phosphorus gets the shivers for a moment.
Oh yeah, just walking through it.
Make yourselves at home. Do not touch the coffin in the center. I will break your legs.
What's in it?
The old priest.
Oh, it's actually a used coffin.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh.
He was a beloved preacher from this area long before it became the shit stain it currently is, but he helped many people, and I hold his place with high reverence. Do not disturb the dead. That is a very important part of my beliefs and Tezetios, so show respect to that. Anything else you can touch?
Is there any furniture in here at all? Or is it just like stone floor?
Probably
Basic chairs, like folding.
There's probably like
a lot of folding
church
chairs.
chairs.
I mean, you sleep down here, so there probably is a bed.
Amy would just set his backpack in the corner, the empty corner, and just kind of sit and lean against
I'd
it.
probably have anticipated though that they would be here at some point. So there's probably like sleep. I don't know, if, probably not cot, but like
I brought my
sleeping
bedroll.
bags or
sleeping
something.
arrangements. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
what's in that corner over there? I'll point in the corner that you didn't describe earlier.
it's a change of clothes. All you see is a cloak.
I always think I should get one of those.
I flick you a silver. You should go buy. You should go buy one.
I don't think he needs money. Have you seen his bling?
Yeah, why don't
He's
you
not
just-
going to sell that stuff. Do you have any money on you? I don't see anything on you whatsoever.
Well, he gave Kier 5 gold.
I pat
I guess-
I pat myself down. to see what I have in my pockets. And I find some letters.
IOUs. You in crippling loan debt?
I have letters.
Oh, that. Oh, can I see that?
Oh, yeah.
This is the letter I wrote you. You never opened it?
Huh.
I sent this like
You
2 months ago.
Yeah, I also sent you a letter recently. Did you not read that? It was about the. It was.
Yeah, because Kite responded to that one. Huh, I guess I forgot. What's this other letter?
Yeah, you see a letter. I mean, I'll describe what it is. It's a normal letter. It looks a very high quality paper, and there is a black wax seal on it. The stamp is a butterfly.
Is that recognizable at
Wait.
all? The stamp?
Wax
Yeah,
butterfly?
Anyone can roll. Yeah.
Is
this-
it
the stamp.
black?
Yeah. Anyone can roll society.
Don't I already know what that is because of my interaction?
27.
21.
You got 27, Peter, and Rest already knows. Yeah, that is. I mean, a black butterfly is on the crest and the symbol for the Tao family, one of the 3 most important noble families in the city.
Have you been in contact with the Tao?
Hold on, I'm reading Eamon's letter. I hope this letter finds you.
Do you need help?
Finds
Well.
Sound it out.
It says
finds you well.
well.
There you go.
I came to your last. Phosphorus, can you read this for me?
It says fight, Raiji. You that's your whole thing. You fight.
Yeah, he doesn't read clearly.
Raiji, I hope this letter finds you well. I came to your last match at the Coliseum. Great win. I was hoping to find you afterwards to catch up a bit, but you seemed pretty busy celebrating. Must not have seen me waving. Anyway, I hope you are doing well, and I hope to find a time to talk soon. I've left my address so you can write me back. Looking forward to hearing from you. Sincerely, Eamon.
Oh, address? Do you have a house?
I have an apartment. Yeah.
Is this just Stan?
I
Do you slim? I wrote you, but you still ain't
Oh,
called.
no.
There's no other way to communicate in this world. If you don't see him in person.
Oh.
Speaking of which, Raiji, do you remember, this is a while ago now, do you remember those crystals that we found in a couple different places? One in the large laboratories, remember that, with the copies of ourselves, and one in the church?
Yes, the computers.
In Koi? No,
Yeah, that Fortnite on it.
those iPads we found. The crystals that were used to sort of type letters back and forth.
Yeah.
Kind of what is going on here is where do I start even?
As they're saying this, I'm just up at the giant corkboard, rearranging stuff with new information, moving.
For sure.
You're overloading me.
Yeah,
You asked me 2 questions.
Okay, just listen for a moment, and then you can ask any questions you have afterwards, as long as they're not. Okay, I'll try to answer as much as I can. Just today, this day, earlier, mere hours ago, I met an android. Do you remember androids?
Yeah.
Okay. It was using crystals very similar to those we saw for communication. The one I found was broken. I spoke to the android briefly before it blew itself up, and it said a phrase that came out of those crystals the very first time, and I guess second time we attempted to use them. Do you remember? It said, it's been so long since we last spoke.
Yeah. It made me really mad.
Yeah. Well, that happened again. That's the phrase that Android said, like it's some kind of recognizing code,
That
almost
bastard.
like not actually asking when was it we last spoke, but it's some kind of code. But anyway, that happened just today. The house it happened in was full of demon dust, barrels and barrels and barrels of it. And I didn't really know what to do, but it was a solid lead on as I look over and see Renister on his crazy man board of
Who is Pepe Sylvia?
You did get a name. You don't remember. It's probably.
Can
a
you be
code
more
name.
specific of what name I got?
There was
Because I have
one-
4 written down.
There was one person in the ledger that you were able to read of Zold, the android, that he was paying to. Do you remember that?
Yes. Was it Via or Via?
Via. V-I-A.
There was a name that this android was communicating with. A name that was Via, I believe.
It was in his purchase book.
Yeah.
So he had his ledger.
Mhm.
That was the only thing.
Yeah.
You just used communicate, and you were talking about a thing that you also said could communicate.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I
so
mean,
see
there
the
was
little
communication via
yes.
like a ledger, not the crystals. There was no evidence in the crystals. Obviously, it was broken. I had no idea what it was being used for. I'm assuming communication, but there was a name of Via, and I don't know what that means or who that is. Does that ring any bells for any of you? I say a little louder so Renister can hear.
Did Sister Wen, was she also at the house?
She was there, yes. She doesn't know anything about our past with androids, so I tried to kind of keep it cool and not take too much from the scene or not show too much.
Did you take anything?
Yes, actually. You see me sort of start like rummaging through my bag, and I take out what looks like sort of a metal slate, and I kind of reach my bag more.
After months spent apart, the party is finally back together again, and they're on the hunt for demon dust and androids. Who could have possibly got their hands on so much demon dust? Does it even actually cause the possessions? Are they even possessions at all? All of this and more, next time on Dying 5.
If you enjoyed today's episode, consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you listen on. We'd love to hear your feedback. And if anyone in your life just can't get enough tabletop RPG action, send them our way. If tabletops have taught me anything, it's that good stories become great ones when you have some folks to share them with. And as always, thanks for listening.